Hi, my name is Sanjay Ghosh and I'm here to represent ImageNation NI. It gives me immense pleasure to be here this afternoon. We have got Rhythms of India. Rhythms of India is an attempt to showcase the culture and heritage of India through dance and music.
Organization was formed in year 2010, and since then we have been doing several activities showcasing the culture, mingling with the local communities, the ethnic diversity communities, and we have organized Rath Yatra, and we have organized events at PRONI, we have worked with PRONI, and we have organized a big lunch. And also this year ImageNation initiated the Diwali lights at the City Hall, and we are thankful to the City Council that they have accepted our request, and it was lightened up with red and yellow colors, and we are really proud for that. And today we are having this cultural event, so we look forward for so many different kind of ways and creativity ways which we can communicate the people here about our culture and also get to learn from their culture. So there would be a cultural exchange. That's what the organization does.
I am involved with the ImageNation NI, so I'm here today with ImageNation NI for performing classical dance of India. And Kathak is one of the 8 classical dance forms of India. So it means Kathak is attributed to Kathakar. Katha is a storytelling. The Kathak has 3 gharanas. One Banaras gharana, one is a Lucknow gharana, and one is a Jaipur gharana.
Sure, I've been involved with ImageNation for quite a while. I was sort of supporting them in some of the constituency work. Sanjay and I have been great friends. I suppose I recognise that, in Northern Ireland in 2022 we have so many diverse communities, which is really incredible, in particular the Indian community, and I say that right across Northern Ireland as well as in my own constituency up in East Londonderry. So, it's my pleasure to help them celebrate Diwali, and, it's something that we should all be looking, so often I come into contact with people because constituents tend to have an issue, and my constituents are from all communities and backgrounds, and as well as the Indian community. So I had helped Sanjay with a couple of immigration related issues, and thankfully we have got a result in that respect. So I think we just build those connections, and again it helps me get to know who my constituents are as well as them get to know me. Stormont is a public building. It belongs to the people of Northern Ireland, and the Indian community are as much the people of Northern Ireland as any other community. So I think it's a really great venue to represent the culture and what these people represent, and it's really wonderful, and it's my pleasure to invite them here.
10 years ago, when I first came down up here, I could see there was shortage of events. There were not many Indians. Being from India and being from London, I've lived in London, been in England for some time, I could see there was quite a big Indian community, and they were celebrating their festivals, their cultures, which I quite missed in Belfast, and I took the advantage and the opportunity to get ImageNation NI started.
नहीं, I am Punjaban. I can tell you, you look authentic Punjabi. Yeah, don't say you're not. Nobody knows.
From enemy council, my election in the minority council.
Thank you. Darling bad.
She's done her homework.
I give you my card as well.
Of course, please do. I think my friend as well. I know someone. Sasha, do Sasha Conklin?
Thanks.
No, this is not friend.
I think
perfect.
family advice. But
You alright?
Thank you.
Steven, have you had one of those?
What does it symbolize?
You have to then?
That's a very good question. It's just a welcome tradition of India.
Yeah.
It's like it's very interesting. It's one of the energy centers.
Yeah.
So it awakens. It generally makes people alert, awake.
Yeah.
When we have that. Usually you'll always find Indian women always wear those things.
Yeah.
At home in India, I don't wear it here.
Like traditional cultural dresses and traditional music and like a little bit of the tradition of India in Northern Ireland as well. So, and what about the costumes and the symbolisms, and so all sort of related. So I met Sanjay on an event at Queen's University, and he mentioned that he was organizing an event for the Indian community, and he said if I was happy to attend, and I said yes, let me know.
Garth, I'm from the Public Record Office in Northern Ireland, and I've been invited here by ImageNation to celebrate another Indian community event in Belfast. It was different, it's the most vibrant, it's culturally very exotic. So it's brilliant to be able to see India coming to Northern Ireland, and seeing the culture I saw out there back here.
And I have had such an absolutely amazing afternoon here at the Rhythms of India event at Stormont, organised by ImageNation. I first met Sanjay Ghosh a few months ago at the start of my term as mayor, and it's just been absolutely amazing to see what he's done with ImageNation. He brings such passion and such creativity, and really bringing that Indian culture and creativity to the local community, and so we can mix that culture and we can see what diversity there is in the city. So I really look forward to seeing what else we can do together during this year. Oh, it's been absolutely amazing to see the mixture of dances and singing and culture. It's just been such a wonderful event and so uplifting and so creative. It's just been a wonderful afternoon. I think Belfast is becoming increasingly diverse, and what Sanjay is doing with ImageNation is amazing, showing that culture and showing that creativity and bringing it to the local community as well, and showing how diverse a city we are, and that can only continue. I know Sanjay through my term as Deputy Lord Mayor. We met at a few events to do with Diwali earlier this year, and we've just developed that relationship, and it's just great to see what he's doing with ImageNation. To see such a diverse Indian community in our city, in Belfast, to see what you can bring to our city, that rich culture, that rich creativity, and I think we share so much in family and in community, so I think we can only strengthen those ties, and with ImageNation, Sanjay is definitely helping to do that. Oh, I would love to visit India with my little daughter. She is 18 months. I'd love to go to Delhi, I'd love to go to Varanasi and just experience that rich culture for myself as well, so I know that will happen one day soon.
Thank you very much.
Project Communities. I look after Scotland and Northern Ireland. Sanjay and ImageNation NI are part of our network. We're very proud to be invited to speak here today, and also we're delighted to be part of the celebration. To my mind, ImageNation has come a long way in the last few years, but what makes the organisation special is the people and all of the fun that everybody has together when they connect and celebrate their culture. And I'm very much looking forward to the year ahead and more people across Northern Ireland getting a taste of that culture. And now that's a challenge. I'm going to be unkind to somebody by saying that. To be quite honest with you, I loved all of them in different ways. But I would say that I love the singing. The vocal, the singer was beautiful. They're all beautiful, but I love the singing as well. So.
Thank you very much.
India. Seems to be a lot of flurry and excitement already before we start. My name is Chanyu and I'm from Kraken NI. I'm here to be your MC today. So, first of all, Right Honourable Claire Sugden, Right Honourable Robin Swan, Right Honourable Kate Nichol, MLA, Deputy Mayor Belfast is here, Michelle Kelly, and Mayor Councillor Wallace, I think that's right, from Causeway Glens. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon. I hope you have a great time. This afternoon is presented by ImageNation NI, which Sanjay Ghosh will tell us a little bit more later. First of all, big thank you to have this wonderful room from our sponsor, Claire Sugden, MLA. I just got a bit of information because at Crack we always do something educational. The tic-tac is a mark on your forehead. It's used as a sign of blessing, greetings, and for good luck, auspiciousness. Made from red vermilion paste. The tic-tac is applied on the spot between the brows, and that's for your talent and your wisdom. So hopefully you're more talented and wisdom or wise after this today. It will open up your thoughts and your actions, and it's there to govern that spot there. So putting that coloured mark symbolises the quest for the opening of the third eye. And finally, I have to thank the ladies that have done this afternoon. This is the custom of India, which we brought to Stormont. Namaste. We're now going to move on to a prayer.
With the twisted trunk, both pointed brilliant as thousand sun. Bless me with freedom from obstructions and hindrance in all my walks and all my times. This is a very popular prayer to Lord Ganesha, typically chanted at the beginning of any new undertaking or even any activity, where we seek Lord Ganesha's blessing to pave the way for our desired undertaking to happen.
you, and thank you for that. The tabla is the sound of retro classical music that rings through our ears, and instruments, as you heard, bring the sound that sparkles. The one percussive instrument which binds through is the tabla, so you saw that as the drum. Whether classical or semi-classical music, tabla has a significance everywhere. If someone were to remix retro songs and remove the tablas, something would be missing from the song, like the soul missing from something. Undoubtedly, the tabla, like any other instrument, has much significance in Indian music and with Indian members. So I hope you enjoyed the tabla today. Okay. Welcome, as I said, to this event, and I'm Eileen Chanhu of PRONI, which stands for Cultivate, Respect, Appreciate Inclusion Across Cultures. I'm really delighted to be asked to MC and to support Sanjay and all the team at ImageNation NI. For the last 2 years, we know we've had lockdown, and I spent a lot of time with them, and we've been working on their governance and their support. So over the 2 years, they've developed a steering group, a committee, they've got it constituted, and they're striving much forward. And today marks an occasion, almost like their annual report, that we're going to deliver through music, as you see, through dance, and some of the talks. Sanjay has been a member for 2 years through lockdown and committed to the constitution of ImageNation. So I would like you to deliver and pass the applause to Honourable Sugden, MLA. Deputy Mayor of Belfast, Councillor Michelle Kelly.
It gives me really great pleasure to welcome you all to Parliament Buildings Stormont. Parliament Buildings, it belongs to the people of Northern Ireland, and certainly for me, the Indian community are very much the people of Northern Ireland as much as any other community that exists here. I got to know ImageNation and Sanjay when they reached out for my support during the pandemic, and it's absolutely my pleasure to do that and help where we can. Only going to say a few words. You have such a stunning, beautiful culture. Sanjay also tells me that this type of event is the first type of event in Stormont, which, to be honest, I find quite extraordinary in 2022. But you're here now, and let's make you regular visitors back to this place. As I said, you're as much part of the community in Northern Ireland as anyone else. And this building belongs to you, and the representation here belongs to you as well. Certainly, as a politician, we need to get to know you to get to know us so that we can best represent your needs. So I really look forward to the events later on in the day. Absolutely, the women, the men as well, you're all very stunning, and it's really just really wonderful to see and hear such a beautiful culture. Thank you.
Sanjay came to Belfast because he was curious, of all things curious, in 2005, and has made Northern Ireland his home. I met Sanjay when he was finished his CMI in Leadership and Management, and he seen me on LinkedIn and approached me and said he must say hello to me. So since then we've been good friends and colleagues.
In the movies, my disclaimer is that I'm not a speech person, so please excuse me if I'm not very good to speak out clearly. Honourable guests, friends, colleagues, thank you so much for coming down. MLA Sugden, thank you so much for having us out here. It wouldn't be possible without you. As you always say, MLA Sugden is the friends of the Indian community. Thank you. When I first came out here, I could see there was a lack of the ethnic community, especially the Indians, having any events up here. There was happening, but not up to the extent or not up to the level I wanted to. And at that time, I started doing events. That's when my friends came down and they supported me and they asked me to start an organization. And from there, ImageNation NI was born. For first few years, I ran the organization by myself, and that's when I came across Aline. Aline came across and she said, Sanjay, you need to form a constitution, you need to form a group, and that's when we did our constitution last year. The purpose of ImageNation NI is to support, innovate, integrate, and celebrate. We do this by working closely with the Indian community and also building the essential bridge between the local communities and the ethnic diverse communities. So far, we have worked with communities like MSCNI, we've done events in PRONI, we've been part of Belfast Cultural Day, we've done the Rath Yatra, which is a procession from the City Hall down to Shaftesbury Community Centre. We've done quite a few, and we thought this would be the right time where we could actually tell us what we've done so far, and probably ask all the communities up here to join us and help us make such events even bigger and brighter. I'll not take much of your time, and I thank you all for coming down, and I hope you enjoy your rest of the afternoon. Thank you.
Next stage to move on to, as you can see, a lot of volunteers. Everybody put their hands up who's volunteering here. Maybe some of the dancers. Yeah, as you can see, this is amazing. What they've developed over the last year or so. Funding resources, hopefully, I'm going to make a plea, please help. And connect people through events.
I'd like to thank you all for joining us today for Rhythms of India. I feel immense proud to lead this event today, and I'm very grateful to MLA Sugden for providing us this wonderful opportunity to organize probably the first Indian cultural event here at Stormont. This event couldn't have been possible without the teamwork, so I would like to thank Sanjay and Ali for always there with me and supporting me. And I would really thank all the volunteers and performers here and for their immense effort for this event. Thank you so much all. As we all know that India is a land of diversity. It's known for its rich culture, heritage and tradition, and also for its numerous languages, so multicultural religion and various food and festivals. India also boasts exceptionally rich performing arts. These forms of arts reflect our culture in such a beautiful and impressive way that is incomparable to any other. Dance and music have been the oldest part of the tradition of ancient India, and they connect not only one with spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, but it also has paved the way for the people to get socialized and to express the joy of this.
universities and schools, and is in charge of the Big Lunch NI. So what they call Big Lunch. Thank you, Grania. Here. Next we have Cormac. Cormac Hamill from the Cave Hill Conservation Campaign, Belfast Hills Partnership. Cormac is really quite interesting. Well, what I have to say is, honestly, when I see those three words together, I see HR manager, a classroom, and a trainer, to be quite honest with you. And the truth of the matter is that that's not the world. And a lot of people go through training courses and learn things on paper and then don't necessarily live those values when they leave the classroom. So the work that we do with Eden Project communities and the Big Lunch is all around ordinary people making small changes where they live, and those tend to grow. And so what we do is support people to be better neighbours, to be better members of their community. And I'm really proud of the work that we've been able to do with Sanjay and with other network members, and the different things that ImageNation have gone on to do. So for me, diversity, equity and inclusion are very much around how we as neighbours can do more to support each other, and how we as individuals can do more to make a difference where we live. And that means, in all honesty, standing up for what we believe in and sharing our culture and sharing our own stories, and being willing to call people out whenever they are saying something that isn't correct. And that requires a little bit of bravery, but it also requires incredible friendliness and kindness, and I think we all have the capacity for that in Northern Ireland, regardless of our background. So for me, those three words are all about what we can do to be better neighbours.
Community is made up of individuals, all of us different, all of us interact with each other, and all of us are enriched by that interaction. And within that as well, we have communities. And in Northern Ireland, we have these silos. And the fact that another community comes in and introduces themselves into this environment, and by doing so, perform an enormously valuable function, not only in enriching our lives as individuals, but in beginning to blur the edges of the silos that we've got here. And I think the Indian community here can do that in an enormously valuable way. And I'm delighted to be here today, and I'm delighted that I was invited by Sanjay, because Sanjay, on behalf of ImageNation, reached out to us. I am chair of Cave Hill Conservation. We do conservation work and outreach work on Cave Hill. We've always believed that being in the outdoors is good for you as an individual, it's good for a group of people because they can bond when in that sort of situation. And when Sanjay approached me and said they would love to come up to Cave Hill, it wasn't for any selfish reason. He wanted to actually contribute something to Northern Ireland, because we would do work on Cave Hill. And while they were there, we did a couple of walks with them, and while we walked, we lifted litter and we helped to keep the environment of Cave Hill clean. And that in itself encapsulates the attitude coming to me from the Indian community, and I really, really welcome it, and I hope that it will continue much more into the future.
Thank you very much, Eileen and Sanjay, for organising that and for having me as your guest today. I thought a lot about what Sangeet meant to me, and as you heard, I'm from Italy, so not from here originally. But I have to say, on a personal note, it's more about my curiosity, and curiosity about what other people eat, how they celebrate life milestones, what kind of music they listen to. Also, I think, and I was quite interested to hearing what they were saying, because I feel quite the same, that inclusion means having a safe space to share, having a safe space to be empowered, and that resonates a lot with me as a woman and as a migrant. So I really think that with a genuine inclusion, we can foster a feeling of belonging to a community. And this is what happened to me, first-hand experience, moving here and being part of a wider community in Northern Ireland, which I can call home now. So.
Thank you very much for those questions. I find them very interesting because I do deliver DI training, and you're very right. PRONI, it sometimes becomes an HR thing, but hopefully at Crack we make it a good Crack experience. And you know, today it's great. I love that word. You said was it an absence of marginalisation. It was interesting for inclusions, and your thoughts, Stephen, on inclusivity would be most important for yourself, Laura. You talked about, you know.
Thank you, Annie, and thank you, Sanjay, for the invite today. I thought the dictionary before I dared comment on any of these three words, because each has its own nuance. Certainly, diversity, I think, really highlights the differences. Equity, I think we're talking really about equal access, and then probably the most interesting word of the three, I think, is inclusivity. And I think inclusivity goes beyond diversity, it goes beyond equity, and it's about actually making people welcome and being part of our community, and that works both ways. I work my day job is I'm an archivist. I work in the Public Record Office in Northern Ireland, we tend to call it PRONI. We have a lot of material that relates to Irish men in India. We don't have so much material of Indian people in Ireland, so there's been a lot of great work done in this area, particularly by my colleague Lindsay Gillespie, who, stand up Lindsay, she's moved her hand, go on, stand up, so everyone can, okay. I feel a bit of a fraud in many ways, because Lindsay has very much led and done a lot of the work in this area, and I'll pass on now. Thank you.
Representing Jaswell Emmanuel, the chairman of Multi-Ethnic Sport and Culture, Northern Ireland. So I was, like they have rightly said, I share the same thoughts with them. Diversity, it's about Indian, Nigerian, other African or Asian, all of us coming together with different skills, different abilities, coming together to make a better community. And then I would say inclusion is the absence of marginalization. Everybody come together, they share the same benefits or rights or privileges without being afraid. Everybody live together in the community, and then to form a better community. That's what I would say for them.
That's a nice easy one, isn't it? So about 3 years ago, Sanjay initiated online inviting people from other cultural backgrounds and people from various different parts of Northern Ireland to come online, enjoy lunch and learn a little bit about Indian culture. So that was my first experience, and from that then it grew to 2 years ago we held a socially distanced big lunch in in Ormond Park, and Kate Nichol at the time was mayor, and her focus was very much around those people who chose to make Belfast and Northern Ireland their home.
Namaste. What an amazing afternoon it has been. What magnificent performances bringing the rhythms of India here to Stormont or Caesarea. I think we've agreed to rename it as of today. Today has been another wonderful example of the work ImageNation NI has been playing by bringing the Indian community together and building the essential bridge between local and diverse communities. Events such as the Diwali celebrations and the Big Lunch are great examples and show the immense creativity within the Indian community here in the city. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the Indian community for their immense contribution to our city, which extends well beyond culture and creativity. Our Indian citizens play an increasingly critical role in the economic life of our city, particularly in our growing knowledge economy, our tourism and leisure sector, and of course on the front line in the health service. Particularly apparent, of course, during the battle against COVID-19 in the NHS. As a city, we're committed to growth, growing the population and potential of our people. We want the centre of Belfast to be home to more people, to animate and enliven the heart of the city, and we want you to stay here and to learn and work and perhaps even raise a family in this place. And we're working hard to develop that vision of a multicultural city with green space, better cycling infrastructure and more amenities, and our Indian community, many of whom live within the city centre, are central to that vision. It is important that we recognise the work of all our communities do in developing and enhancing Belfast in good and in challenging times, whether that is supporting the vulnerable in our communities or coming together at events like Mela to celebrate each other's traditions. And as I recently related to staff at the Indian High Commission just last week, we are so privileged that so many in the Indian community call Belfast home. Thank you and safe home today.
রঙ্গবতী কনকলতা হসিব দে কহন কথা রঙ্গবতী রঙ্গিলা অন্তরে আগুন
When ImageNation NI was being formulated and when we had the strategic planning, as we saw, the key objective was to innovate, integrate, celebrate. So we kind of came up with this idea that book club could do that trick for us. Books, as you know, is the cheapest way to travel different worlds, into different cultures, traditions, into other ideas, and live other lives. So someone once said, if you read books, you live 1,000 lives, and if you don't, you just lead one life. So we thought this is a great way of integrating and celebrating our cultures and integrate into different communities, know about other communities, and probably we begin with Northern Ireland or Irish and then Indian, but we could expand it to other communities in Northern Ireland and make it a big book club. So it all began in July 2000, where was it? Last year, 21. And we launched our book club in the Big Lunch. Claudia is nodding away there, and Kate Nicole was the mayor at the time, and we inaugurated at that event. And soon after, of course, there was the pandemic, and we had a lot of online sessions. We were really lucky to have authors come from California, from Oxford, to join us and give their perspective. And when they spoke about their perspective, the way we looked at the books completely changed. Although we had read the books before, and once they spoke, we actually looked at it in a different way. So it was really lovely, and we are going from strength to strength. We are getting more members, and we have such engaging discussions, and we always leave enriched. As someone said, you know, it's about enriching each other, and we have members who are really engaging and bring a lot to the table. We've had about 12 books. We have Amongst Women by John McGahern, we have Louise Kennedy's Trespasses, we have Malaki O'Doherty's, Terry Brankin has a gun, and so on and so forth. And the next book that we're reading is by Peter McVeigh.
Thank you to every single performer. The speakers that have taken part today, these all.